Hey, welcome to the new whistle. It's another Tuesday. I'm solo today. Dustin, my partner, is on a well-deserved vacation, and we're hoping he's having a great time, but missing him. And I'm with Luke Strege. Luke, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great, John. Great to see you.
Yeah, you too. It's been a long time. Thanks for visiting us. You are tell me if I'm right, a 1994 graduate of Elkhorn?
Yeah, graduated in '94.
All right, a couple
Big,
minutes ago.
yeah. It feels farther away every day, but it doesn't feel that far, right? Like you get old and you think that was, but when you look at the time and you say, "Wow, it's 2026." It was 32 years ago.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's
You
crazy.
know, the beauty of it, though, Luke, is as we get farther away from our high school days, our stats get better and nobody has any way to prove it.
Uh, Correct. Yes. You know what? Like, yeah, it doesn't feel real, especially when I get back with like somebody that was from high school.
Sure.
And I talk to them about things. You don't see somebody for 25 years or something like that, and then you just jump back into the same conversation, the same thing, and laugh. And it doesn't feel that long, but yet if you had told me when I was 16, 17 years old, running around Elkhorn,
Yeah.
32 years later, feels like forever.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I just happen to have a picture of a guy with your same name from Elkhorn in a basketball uniform here.
If you can, I don't know how to, like, I'm not great with technology. If I could screen capture this and take this home to my kids so I could show them when I had hair,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to find this picture because I don't think they believe me. But that's pretty cool. That's a long time ago.
When we're done, I will send it to you. I will send you this picture.
Sweet.
All right. Yeah. So talking Elkhorn stuff here, like, I guess maybe share like what about like what shaped you going through Elkhorn Area School District
Yeah.
and how that maybe led up to your career?
Yeah. So we're going far back. Yeah. So a lot of it started when I was little in the neighborhood. So a thing that a lot of people don't know about me, when I was born with a birth defect, right? And so for the first 6 years of my life, I was in casts. I couldn't walk. The doctors who were in Janesville, right? My mother would drive me to Janesville every day. No, sorry, once a week to have me checked out. The doctors told my mother that there was a good chance that I would never walk and definitely wouldn't be able to run. Okay. Then you fast forward, and as I'm going through school, I'm living at the softball diamond. Sports were like my life. Watching you play second base. Like, and this is, I swear to God, like this is hard for people to understand now. But when we didn't have phones and cable and internet and stuff like that, like my idols growing up were like guys like you. I can remember wanting to play the infield like you guys. I remember, boy, this is an Elkhorn name, but Bob Lauderdale was a guy that I grew up. I wanted to hit left-handed like him, and I wanted to move in the batter's box like Lauds did. I wanted to be able to play second like Johnny Hanslone. Like I wanted to play short like Jason Lawrence. Like I wanted to hit like Darren Lamb. Like all these guys, right, growing up that I would watch every day playing ball. And that kind of shaped my life in athletics. Like that's, I was a decent student. I wasn't great, but sports was kind of my life. So to go from somebody who, possibly was told that they're not going to be able to ever do that, that's where my competitive nature and my will to win was kind of formed, was back home. Like that was important. And to be able to beat guys in my neighborhood, to be able to beat Tim Badicher in basketball and compete with those guys, right? Like, but that's where we learned it all, was back home. So a lot of who I am as a person was born in Elkhorn, but yet most of my life has been beyond that. But
Sure.
I'm very thankful for
Is there any shout outs of people throughout your travels through elementary or high school that you're like, hey, these are people that were mentors of mine or people that really kind of helped shape the person the person I am?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot. Number one, when back in our day, like you grew up in the neighborhood, you were just gone. And our parents didn't know where we were. They just knew we'd be home at night, playing ball in the neighborhood. So it was all those guys that I grew up with in Green Acres out there that kind of got me going. Yeah, I mean, like obviously Coach Wilson was a great, I was in between Craig and Scott and those guys, and he was just always around with like the rec program and stuff like that, getting us to play ball in town. We really didn't have travel ball at that time. You were kind of stuck in town. And Steve Haxton and I kind of started this travel ball program for kids from Elkhorn to go out, because we never did that. You were always in your town. I felt like we were a little bit behind. And then a guy that kind of got me started was Jeff Lewis.
Okay.
Ludu and I and Larry used to do basketball camps for kids there in town. And Ludu would go to California. That's where he met his wife, Pren. So Lou told me about a camp out in California that he had done with a guy named Jeff Dunlap and Jack Haley. And Lou got me to California with Larry. And that's where I met Jeff Dunlap, and that's where I met Jim Herrick, who got me to the University of Georgia for my first GA. So that goes all the way back to guys that I was around in Elkhorn that kind of got me started in that. And then, at that point,
because when they were running camps here in the summer, you were in on that, right? When they brought it back here every summer.
Yeah. We'd come
up. Appreciate the shout out.
Yeah. Lou's my guy, right? Like, and there was no coincidence that we would always plan it around Summerfest. The camp was always around Summerfest. We'd come back to town. Larry, Lou, and I would put on this camp with some great kids from town, would help us and just have a blast with them during the day, and then go to the fest grounds at night, and have a turkey leg and a cob of corn and, a couple of beverages, and then wake up the next day and go to camp with the kids and just have a blast. So, those are the guys that got me started.
Sure.
On my college basketball adventure. And then 26 years later of college basketball, I'm coming back to talk to you. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And 26 years later, you are the assistant coach at the University of North Dakota State University. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But before that, you have had some really interesting travels after getting your education at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse.
Yeah.
And off you go. I know I was doing a little reading, and I think your grad assistant years were at, was it Quincy University and then Western Kentucky?
No, so I started at the University of Georgia, right?
Georgia was, yeah.
Okay. There, and then finished my GA up at Western Kentucky University. So we went to the NCAA tournament at the University of Georgia. We then go to Western Kentucky, and I finish up there. And we went to the NCAA tournament twice there. So I got started. I kind of went backwards. A lot of coaches start at smaller schools and they build their way up. I started in the SEC, running around at the University of Georgia and going to the NCAA tournament. And so 3 straight years when I started, all NCAA tournament years, all top 25, great years there. But then when I finished my GA, I went to Towson University in Baltimore. The coach that was at the University of Georgia. So my wife now, Christine, wasn't my wife at that time. I just didn't have any money. She should have been my wife, but we didn't do it. So Christine jumped from spot to spot with me after college. We then went to Towson University. Then from there, we went to Quincy University in Illinois and got to be associate head coach at Division II level and got to see like a different level of basketball and really enjoyed my time there. But then what happens is at the Division II level, you don't get paid like you do at the Division I level. We had our first son, Mason, and then we're about to have our second one, Griffin, and it was like, hey, I got to go make some money. So we went back to Eastern Kentucky University there and went to the NCAA there, tournament there. And then my kids started to grow older, and we can talk about that later. But I left Eastern Kentucky and went to Mineral Area Junior College in Missouri to be a head coach there for 8 years. I needed to get away from the Division I life. And what I mean by that is it's probably 150 nights a year where I'm not home.
Wow.
And the boys were starting to get older, And, my wife just needed some help, and I was very selfish being gone and doing my stuff. So, we built Mineral Area into one of the best junior college basketball programs in the country. Was number one in the country there, went to national tournament, did all our stuff there. And then
let me hold you up a second, because that's pretty humble, Luke, because your record at Mineral Area College was 199-46.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Congrats to you.
Thank you. I know that, a coach will tell you that they never know their record, right? But I know that because I'm stuck at 199 wins. We lost a game to go to the national tournament, and that would have been number 200. So I couldn't tell you the losses. I can probably tell you about if you brought up the 46 losses, I can tell you about those games. Yeah. I don't know a lot of the wins, but I know for sure it was 199-46. And we had a lot of success, some great teams. We've got guys that are playing in the NBA from those teams, guys still playing across Division I basketball, a great community. It was a chance for me to be a head coach, but also at that level, you're not on the road as much. When you go to play a road game, it's a lot like Division III athletics. You kind of get on the bus that day, you drive to your place, and then you come home that night. So I was just home more. I was a better father, a better husband, a better person. And we had a lot of success there at Mac.
Yeah. And congrats to you. I mean, you led that success. And, I kind of follow your Facebook, and I love watching your journeys and where you're at and what you're doing and how your teams are doing. And you can tell, like, you're the same guy that you've always been and were as a kid, that you're high energy. You get excited about things, you celebrate people, and I'm sure that relates to culture. I'm sure that relates to culture of people you're around and teams you're around and groups you're around, because, I mean, that's always been you, and it's fun to watch that, and it's fun to see, those travels and successes, and good for you. Yeah. You deserve it. You deserve it. I'm sure you work hard. You've always been a hard worker. You've always rallied other people. You talk about the neighborhoods. You were the guy, like, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go here. And it's super exciting to read about you, watch your Facebook posts, watch the teams that you've coached. And what's it like, though, grad assistant, Georgia, NCAA tournament? Are you like looking around going, holy smokes?
Yeah, it's really odd. And it's like, you think back to the kid that I was, right? Growing up in a small town, right? I know Elkhorn is blown up since I left, but we had about 3,000 people. Yeah. And you do things, and I'm able to do things, John, that like I didn't even dream I could do. Because I didn't think as a kid coming from where I was that I could do those things. So to be able to get those opportunities, I always knew that I had to go in and just outwork everybody. And like you said, with my energy, I think that probably made me a tough kid to raise sometimes. Like, for my mother, I've got energy now. Like, I've got ideas and I want to do some things. But yeah, you come from a place where they teach you to work hard. I think that Elkhorn was built on that. People that put their head down and go to work every day.
And you think some of that comes from being a fire within, that when you were young, they're like, you're never going to run. I hope maybe you'll walk, kind of thing, being like, this ain't going to happen. Like, I'm going to break through this.
Yeah. I think there's something in me that when you tell me I can't do it, like, I want to tell you, which going back to my poor mother, but when she told me I couldn't do something, I was probably going to do it. But I think, I never really thought of that, but there's probably something in me that drives me to prove people wrong. And I know that if I'm in a certain situation and I'm competing against someone else for a job or a win or a game or something like that, that I'm going to have to outwork that person. I think that comes from being around, family that obviously was didn't have a ton other than was given an opportunity. And if I'm given an opportunity, I'm going to make the best of that opportunity.
And you've obviously worked hard. Hey, let's fast forward a little bit. I don't want to rush you, but let's fast forward to where you are now. So this is your office now at North Dakota State University, correct?
Yeah. So that's Shields. That's the Shields Center. Shields. I don't know if do you know what a Shields is, John?
I don't.
Okay. So Shields is like Dick's Sporting Goods on steroids. Okay. It is like a multi-floor level sporting goods store, but it's more than just that. They have a Ferris wheel in the middle of Shields. Okay. That's how big it is. Shields is now popping up all over the Midwest. Hasn't made it your way yet, but Shields was started here in Fargo. So that's our facility where we play.
Okay.
And that's where our games are. Excuse me. A great facility for our level, but we have a lot here, a lot. So we also have a multi-court practice facility, which is just off of the arena too, which is just for men's basketball as well. So like we'll practice in there maybe twice before a game. But most of the time we're in a practice facility too, which is brand new, state of the art, everything we've got. And the Shields Center gets rocking, man. We love it. We love it. It's a great place to play.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, looks like a really nice stadium. It looks like North Dakota State University has great facilities as well. Yeah. And then we have you as assistant men's coach. Look at this guy.
Let's go back to the first picture.
Yeah, all right.
I like that one a lot more. Yeah, listen.
Congrats to you. Now is this your first season with him or second?
No, third year here. We just finished our third year here at NDSU, and just finished the year. We went 27-7. We won the regular season championship. We won the conference tournament championship. We then went to the NCAA tournament, and Michigan State. We got matched up with them in the first round. That was a bad matchup. They're tremendous. And, I know Tom Izzo was very worried when he saw that he was playing us, worried about my offense. He has no idea who I am. But so we lost. Well, yeah, he might not. We'll see. But we lost in the first round of the tournament. So, yeah, we just finished our third year here. We've had a good run here. We've kind of found a home here. My wife is from the Minneapolis area, so we're 3 hours from Minneapolis. So she feels like she's home. This is the closest we've ever been to her family. So we really enjoy it here. And when you're younger and you're getting into the business, you really don't control where you go. So all those stops in Athens, Georgia, and Baltimore, Maryland, all stuff like that, like we just went where the job was. I would call Christine and she'd have the apartment packed up by the time I got back from the interview, and we would go. This was really our first chance to go towards home. And as you get older and you get into the business, you can start to control some of those things. And this was a chosen spot for us. Everything else was like, listen, we got to go where we need to go to keep going in this business.
Well, I know they're fortunate to have you.
We need you as an agent, John. We'll see. We'll see.
Been all the stops along the way. I'm sure you made some great relationships and met some great people, but you mentioned your wife and family, and you have 3 children, correct?
3 boys, yep. Mason, Griffin, and Jackson. Mace is a freshman at the University of Tulsa down in Oklahoma. It's his first year away from home, and I'm really struggling with that. I don't like that at all. I only went to lacrosse 3 hours away. I could get home when I wanted to. We can't get him home. And then Griffin and Jackson are a freshman in high school and an 8th grader. So we've got 3 boys. Our house is loud. It's kind of like you said with your house, right? It sounds like you're living in a dorm. They're screaming and fighting and yelling, and that's just Christine yelling at me to do some stuff around the house.
Take it all in. You'll miss it when they're gone.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, 3 boys
here. Nobody slammed the door today. No. So anything else that you want to share? I mean, it's really, I love talking to alumni. I love talking, to alumni that I've had past relationships with and I'm super excited for you and love watching your journey and where you are, where you're going, what you got going on. And thanks for taking time to share with us.
Yeah, no problem. So just a couple things like, the basketball thing is great, and it really that's that's kind of what keeps me connected to a lot of people. People love athletics, the NCAA tournament, stuff like that. Like I hear from a lot of people from back home around this time. So, and I get it. This was something that I never thought I could accomplish. John, there's actually a kid, a pitcher here at NDSU from Elkhorn too.
Yeah.
Braden, he's so.
Have you had time to reach out to Braden and see what he's up to and say, hey?
But his baseball coach is right on the other side of this wall.
Is he?
My office is right next to baseball, and I'm a baseball nut. Like I watch probably, too many Brewer games a year. I'm addicted, and we're 3-0 right now, so I'm feeling good. But I'm a baseball guy, so there are some Elkhorn things that pop up every once in a while. I'll see kids. This past summer, I was out recruiting at an event, I believe in Chicago, but I can't remember exactly where. And I see this kid's last name Paddock, Luke Paddock, and Matt is one of my best friends growing up, and so I'm so old, John, that I'm watching my best friends from high school's kids play AAU basketball. The time goes so fast. I'm very thankful for our trip and our success and where we've been able to go. There's Elkhorn things that pop up all the time. I think about the people back there and where they got me to. And then also, like something with my family too. And this is going outside basketball stuff, but this podcast is just like, you told me to just riff.
We can go anywhere.
This is where we're going. One thing that has happened in my life that's really influenced me a lot, and I just want to make sure that I share this about myself. And you brought it up earlier, publicly, social media wise, like the way that I've always connected with people is just by being me, is being as open as I can, because when you open yourself up, that brings other people to you. And so that's kind of what we use in recruiting and how I've been able to get so far. But, all right. So I'm a sports nut. Okay. And so the dream, just like is to have sons that are going to be athletes, be able to coach your boys, be able to go to games. Well, okay. So my second one, Griffin, at about the age of 3 gets diagnosed with autism. Okay. I then have a younger son, Jackson, who then gets diagnosed with autism about a year later. So there was a real selfish point in my life where I told you about that dream, right? As a dad, and your son's going up to the ball and stuff like that, where the selfish part of you ask yourself why, like why me, like why come on, like I didn't want to see my boys play ball. I want like I grew up, at the softball time, and then what you find out is it's not why me, it's that they are your why. Like that you were put in this position for a reason, and they become your why, not like why did this happen? So our life changed, and what has happened then, and it's the greatest thing, is that we now are able to fight for people on the spectrum, and we do a game here, an event here called an Awesome Game, where we promote like understanding and acceptance for people living on the spectrum. 1 in 36 kids now across the country are being put on the autism spectrum. When you think about that, and you're working at a school setting, that's 1 kid in every 2 classrooms across the country right now is being put on the autism spectrum. And but yet, like our communities, our schools are not adjusting fast enough to these changes. And autism is not like a disease. It's not something that you cure. It's a developmental like disability. So it's something that's going to be with these people on the spectrum their entire lives. So one thing at Mineral Area we did was we noticed in town that there was not a playground for kids with disabilities that was accessible to all kids. A kid on a wheelchair or something like that would have to sit on the side and watch as his friends were playing. So we raised over $1 million to build a playground in that town for kids with disabilities to be able to play, so that all kids could play together. No one is separated. And I'm not saying that to like boost up my ego or look at me what I've done, but because of my children, it has it is brought to light like that there are people in our world that are different than us, but different doesn't mean less. It just means they're different and they just have different needs. So it's really given me and my wife a reason to fight for those that can't fight for themselves, a purpose. And athletics in my job it's just my job. Like there are people that call me coach, and it's fine, but I want them to call me Luke because I'm so much more than a coach, right? Sure. And I should be. But
it's amazing how you turned why me into that's my why.
Yeah.
Like I think that's so important. And not everybody, Luke, jumps in the cause to go, hey, we can help people through this, and along with ourselves. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the message that I wanted to get out, was that like you never know the impact that you have on somebody else. Just in your role as a leader, every single day, there are people all around us that are going through things that we know nothing about. But yet, like just the simplest little things, and I used to say this when I would speak a lot, was every night when you go to bed, you should ask yourself one question. And that's, what have I done for someone else other than myself today? And if you have an answer to that question, you lived a great day. And it could be the smallest little thing, but you've now helped somebody around you. So that's my challenge to everybody, that would watch this. And I'm sure it'll be 2 people because of me. Like, nobody wants to listen to me.
I bet you'd be surprised.
Yeah, but
you'd be surprised. But that's a great way to look at it, because what have you done? Have you even just said hi to someone that walked by you that maybe was just having a bad day you didn't know, and that was enough to tell them, like, hey, someone recognized me or they saw me?
And we all have it within us. Like we all have the power to help other people in us. You just have to step outside your comfort zone and then see those things. When if you get a new car and then you see that car all the time on the road, but you never noticed it before. With my boys, everywhere I go now, people come to me and they want to talk to me about their autistic son or their grandson or something like that, right? So it's opened up this world to me of things before, about 10 years ago that like I didn't see. I just didn't see those things. And now I have them. So, never underestimate the importance and the impact that you can have on other people.
Yeah.
It's
no doubt, Luke, you are I'm sure a transformational coach. You're a transformational person. You're a good person, a person of character for sure. So it's no surprise that you've had success in coaching, and it's no surprise you've had success in life. And it's great to hear like that story, like your family story, and how that's moved you to action, and your wife to action, and it moved other people to action. And you bring people with you, like I said, when you were young and you were knocking on the doors going, let's go. You still move people to action.
I learned from people like you, John. And I'm not kidding. Like, growing up, you were the same type, right? Getting people going, doing stuff in the community, and you still are. So thank you for what you do.
I appreciate that. But and that's one of those, you never know the impact you have on people. Just be a good person and do good things.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah. So, hey, we took a little longer than normal, but I love it. That was awesome. And I appreciate your time so much. And we got to do this again, but definitely stay in touch, and I will for sure send you the picture so you have proof.
Yeah, man. Text it to him. I need some proof.
All right. I will text that to you. So, hey, we're going to sign off right now.
Goodbye.
All right. We'll catch you later.